statistically, I don't hold many bunker shots.
Okay.
That was good. That was good. That was good. You said somewhere near the flag. That was short of it. I was like, I'm going to get short of this thing. Q, you didn't think my bunker play could get much better. I think we might be taking it there. Parker McLachlin, the short game chef, is back. It's the greatest mini-series for your short game you could possibly ever need. And the reason I keep stopping it is because the information is so golden and I want you all to get there. We're in the trap.
Yep.
I got a couple of questions before we get going. And the top question that I know people on my channel are going to be asking, I have my takes on bounce. How do you fit players or talk to players about bounce?
I mean, I think first thing is it depends on the surfaces you're playing. We got a firm bunker right here. Less bounce is going to serve you better. However, if you are a player that's maybe steeper on your 30 to 70 yard shots, and obviously you're going to keep that same 60-degree wedge, there's tools and techniques we can use in our swing to offset the high bounce in a firm bunker situation.
Okay, okay.
So I would say, you see it on tour. Most of the guys are around 4-6 degrees of bounce. There's a handful that are sort of like 8 and 10 as well.
Yeah.
But, a lot of them, because they play golf courses throughout the year that are the firmest that they will ever be for the 52 weeks, and that they are the tightest that they will be cut for all 52 weeks of the year of that golf course. These guys are playing 4 and 6 degrees of bounce because it's the firmest, fastest that golf course will be.
Have you changed your own wedges that you've used since you play less on tour? You changed the shape of the grind and the bounce?
Yeah, I've gone to definitely more bounce because I'm playing, Arizona right now. It's just coming out of overseed, so everything's wet, everything's been overwatered.
Yeah.
Grass is much longer, so yeah, I'm going with a higher bounce.
Okay.
Higher bounce wedge.
I'm going to talk you through what I do.
Okay.
And then I'm going to ask you a question, right? So I've given myself a decent lie. I'm going to put my weight on the left side. This one, my worry would be here, and this is what I always try and do in the bunker. I overshoot, so I try and take speed out. I keep very left-sided. There's not a lot, it's firm like you say, but I would just be here, hands outside on the way back, and that would be, actually that would be very stereotypical of my miss for this golf shot.
Yeah.
Now, we can cover that in a minute.
Okay.
Two-part question. The thing that I've been so proud of myself for refraining myself from doing, you mentioned him earlier on a previous video we made. Cam Smith, I like to watch out of traps. And he stands here, shot.
Yeah.
And then he basically throws the toe, by the looks of it to me, and squares it up this way. And I tried it a couple of times and I wasn't as good. And I just thought, statistically, I don't hold many bunker shots. And I think it's because, if anything, I aim left, which is very old school,
Correct.
Blade open, and I swing along the line of my feet. And I'm like, I bet that's why I don't hold many bunker shots. But I've been so scared as I've taken other parts of my game apart that I've thought, don't touch this because statistically you're not that bad.
Yeah.
And I'm never usually in that many bunkers. So I'm like, okay, maybe there's something in my game management there. So I never worry about it because I'm like, well, I'm not in it much. I get up and down okay percentage. That's my issue. It goes too far. How do I tackle that? Honestly, I just tell myself, don't whack it and try and play softer. Not struck as well, so ran out.
Yep.
But you can see, maybe that's the old coming this way.
Yep.
But I'm trying to get this as high as I can. Again, I give myself a treat of a lie. So now I'll try and stay left and swing left. So it's coming higher, and you can see as I'm adjusting, it's getting shorter.
That's kind of right where you're aiming though.
100%.
And you finally released it properly.
100%. Which brings me back to the Cam Smith question.
Yeah. So here's what I would say.
Don't fuck me up.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm not.
Because this is okay.
Yeah,
I can maybe hold that up the hill.
No, the third one was the most proper bunker shot pit.
Okay.
Right?
But I'd like to get better.
Like, you want to be able to get in here and set up, okay? So I'm going to draw just a couple lines here, okay? So a couple lines, this is where your feet are going to be, this is where your ball position is. Now, the more that you open up, so take a look from here, Trotty. The more that I start to open up, right? Where does that ball position go?
Forward.
Forward.
Yeah.
So where's my entry point essentially going to go? It's going to go further back, which most of the time is the ball's going to come out a lot faster because it's going to kind of bounce and the ball's going to come out.
Second shot I hit.
Yeah, exactly. The second shot you hit where it comes out low. I don't necessarily think that you need to necessarily go here, right? That's sort of on the extreme. But it might be good to hit a couple and feel that, because if you go this way, right? We'll go back to the previous one. If I'm open, right? I'm open to the target. What am I going to do to be able to hit it there. I'm gonna go more that way on my release.
Or you do what I did on the third one, which was move forward and left and swing left, and it went straight.
It went straight. So what I would say is that the more that you are open, the more that you're gonna tend to sort of hold, and that thing's gonna take off a little bit more than you want, and it's not gonna have the height and spin that you wanted. The final one that you hit was more whoosh, release that way, but it went directly basically on the line of your path and your feet. So if we can get you to sort of feel like, all right, I've got this ball here. Now, would you ever go that way from a closed stance? You wouldn't, right? You would sort of hang back and go this way, right? And you sort of see all those Tiger videos of like what he's sort of trying to feel.
Rosy.
The more that I go this way, the more I'm encouraged to go that way to try to get it there. I would never work that way from a closed stance in the bunker. So
it's just shaft drive. Yeah. It's drivey. It's too drivey.
Because you have an awareness of where your target is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So you're saying stand more square, don't let the ball position move forward, and this subconsciously should get rid of the drive. Now, I've obviously got the blade well open.
Yeah, you're in a great spot
Okay,
there.
you don't mind that.
I love that.
Okay.
You have to do that.
Weight left-sided.
Yep.
But then just not drivey.
Good.
It's more, so I said there Rosie, and he would be in the traps with the heavy sand this way, and he'd be doing this forever.
Just trying to wear out the back edge.
Great bunker player.
Yeah. And you have to. Now, you got to wear it out, but you're also trying to get super steep in here, right? We're trying to build the hinge.
So do you get the steep by going this way?
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Shoulder pitch can also go that way.
It's the same as chipping for me.
Shoulder pitch can do that.
For me.
And then the final piece is feeling more that way.
More set.
Yeah, just slightly earlier set.
Oh. I always hate set. Why do you think that would be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably because you practice too much with your trail hand.
Okay. So left, that forward.
Maybe a little bit hang back.
Yeah,
right?
it was a bit heavy.
Yep. You know, like the path that you take this thing back on doesn't need to be so far. It doesn't need to be so far out.
Well, you think it's too much out to in?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Like it can just kind of, like you look at most of the great bunker players, it just goes just like that. Yes. Yeah. Just like
more
that.
Inside.
Yeah, for you it's gonna
head outside hands.
Yeah, for you it's gonna feel more inside.
Yeah.
But it's really not. Okay, good.
I mean, it's still back here, but it's
still a little
freaking
clunky.
softer flight. It's softened the flight a lot.
Well, I mean, the thing I don't want you to lose in here is your speed, right?
Yeah.
Through the golf ball, that release.
Yeah.
It's still slightly too far
heavy,
back.
yeah.
I mean, I would say, you know.
Am I backing up on them then?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, one of the drills that I love probably the most out of the bunker is just literally getting in here, drawing a line.
Yeah.
And just understanding where you're entering the sand.
Yeah.
And so this is obviously not going to be my ball position. This is going to be my entry point into the sand. And so all I want to do is try to hit on the line and forward. Okay, so if I'm making a mistake with my shoulder tilt, now I've hit 3 inches behind and it's not going to be a good shot. So I really want to make sure that this is on the line and forward. And even just doing it without a ball, yeah, you can even see that one was maybe an inch behind it. Yeah, there you go. And so the way you can play around with ball position, right? So go ahead and set up to that one again. So like, I would say, if you're there, this is going to be your essential ball position, which is pretty far forward. If you're going to be that far forward, you need to match it up with being way over there.
So I've got to go a bit back with the ball position.
So there's some guys like Koepka, Luke Donald that go ball position forward.
But then they have the center point.
They match it up, right? If this is their ball position, they match it up by going there.
So there's a couple of matchups I don't have.
There are a couple
exactly
matchups.
The same as the short game.
Yeah.
The chipping.
There's a couple matchups that you can kind of play around with to sort of.
You've got a toolbox of checkpoints when you teach someone for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And everybody's
same as
different.
Fitting, yeah.
Everybody's different, right? It's like, I want to be able to be like, well, some people may come in here and they might be perfect ball position, everything, but then they look like this and they're like, "Why I'm hitting back here every time?" It's like, okay, well, let's get the pitch of your shoulders more this way. And now all of a sudden they're like right on that line.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if the ball's forward, this has got to be more forward.
Correct. I would say in general, like a good checkpoint is like, can we get this ball position just slightly forward of center, right? Because a lot of times my sternum is going to be where I'm going to enter the sand, right?
Yep.
If I just hinge up, my sternum's where I'm going to enter the sand. Okay, so ball position is going to be a couple inches in front of that. So that's going to be slightly forward of center. If I decide to go off my left heel, I need to decide to move this entire body.
So you'd almost play the ball position there. You're having it way further back than where I am.
Yes. And again, that will also lead me to release it a little bit more than you.
Yeah.
You're going to be, you're going to be more, you're going to be a little more drivey. The more forward you put it, it's going to feel.
Because you have to be.
You have to be to go get it.
So you're saying don't do that at setup and then you're in a great spot, which I actually like. So if I go there.
Here you go.
That feels so far back.
Yeah, so now stay right there. And then.
From here, I've got to be there.
Yes, but I'm going to give you this awareness here so that you're not moving too much because that ball's back, right?
Okay.
So now you're going to feel a lot of hands and arms. That was a little better, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was.
So
why tell me the club? Why are you putting the club there? Why are you doing that?
I just wanted to see how much you trusted me. No, just kidding. So most good players, you kind of look at me from behind here.
Yeah.
Most good players, right, have a lot of that, right, which is kind of what you had going. And it's okay to have that, but you don't want to have it too early. So I was holding it there just for a smidge longer, right? So it's like, I want to feel like it's there, and then I can go. It's not going to go, it's not leading me.
Yeah.
Right?
It feels like what you want is that Justin Rose thing I just talked about. Mm-hmm. That you feel, and he is a cracking bunker player.
Oh, he's unbelievable.
And you're talking about, almost Rumford does it as well, like this way.
Yes.
This
like,
way.
You don't need much more. Like the legs are not really that much a part of it.
Okay. But look at that.
High and soft.
That was the best one.
Yeah, that was pure.
And that was this way.
Yep.
That's what it feels like. I saw Irish Open years ago. Rumford was in a trap. Pim was there. Big riveted face.
Sure.
And he stood there for hours. And in the end, like, I'd go to the range, I'd work with the player, I'd come back, go to the range, work with the player, come back, go to the range. And I'm walking past this bunker every time. And in the end, I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, I'm not leaving here until I land one, literally half the ball over the lip and half the ball. Like, I want it to land that soft that it's going to land on top of this bunker lip. Now, there was a little bit of rough there, like a links course.
Yeah.
Not a lot. And he's just there going, zip, zip, and these things, and everything is, zip, 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 and it was just magic. I mean, he left eventually, but it was pretty impressive. Guy loves his traps.
Oh, he loves it. He's got a gorgeous motion.
And it makes a different sound. Like, it's more like shot 3 was, which was a better technique than the last one.
Yes.
You can tell when you get it right. Yep. But I think
so for
the eye-opener for me,
ball position,
and then you're saying no legs, but all this basically.
Feel like your legs are in blocks of ice.
Okay. There.
Yep. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, these are all close.
Yeah, we just need a like your entry into the sand is great. We need that exit, right? That exit needs to be whoosh, quicker out.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So what I want you to visualize here is that you're going to hit this ball about this far.
Okay.
Okay. So how would you basically go right underneath that? What would it
Well, you'd
it
have
look
to
like?
go like that, wouldn't you?
There it is.
Yeah.
Now do that with speed.
Yeah.
So your visual is that, right? You're going to go right underneath it, but now do it with some speed.
Do you know, I see all these tour players doing all these drills, and I think they probably all had lessons off you, and then I've watched and thought, I wonder what they're doing. I'm glad I came in.
Yeah, we're just drawing in the sand, man.
Yeah,
drawing
exactly.
all kinds of circles.
I'm like, why is he doing that?
lines.
What's he doing? Should have just asked you.
Okay, so definitely a different level of softness. I think we can get out of the sand a fraction earlier, just a fraction.
Okay.
But I want to make sure your intention is that you're going to let that club slide so far underneath that you're almost going to whiff it.
Slide so far.
But you're going to have enough speed, right, where it's going to carry it up onto the green. Oh, almost. That was more that hang back. You feel that?
Yeah, the grouping is pretty good though. Like even for not great golf shots, like not perfect strikes.
Yeah. Stay forward. Good. Ooh.
That was
so different.
That was good.
That was so different.
Amazing that you can short side that from here.
That was amazing. So what it looks like when you do it properly, and I've watched Jason Day do this 100 times, it's like, it looks like that club goes, and then all of a sudden the ball then follows much later. Versus like some of the early ones you hit, it was like the ball and club were coming out at the same time. That one, it finally looked like it was like, whoosh. Oh, then the ball came out.
Yeah.
That to me is a sign of like a really, really good bunker player, someone that can swing really fast and the ball comes out really slow. But a lot of it has to do with that intention, right? Like if your intention is like, oh, I'm just going to hit a good shot, or my setup is a little bit off, boom, it's gonna be 8-10 feet past. You're like, man, I hit such a good shot. It's like, yeah, but the intention was not to really slide right underneath that golf ball. The intention was just like, oh, I'm just gonna make a good swing at it. I think as you get, and like you for sure got the skill set to do this. And I usually only do this with like my high level players, but you've got the skill set to do it to where it's like, dude, you need to be in here like this and being like, whoosh. Like that thing, you need to feel like that Arnold Palmer kind of like samurai sword, like that kind of follow through.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean?
That's Seve. Seve's the one for me, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like Arnie with the driver, but it's like really, it's Seve with the wedge.
So not too far forward, and then.
Holy cow!
How good's that?
That was awesome.
That's different level. Q, you didn't think my bunker play could get much better. I think we might be taking it there. 0 rabbit holes as well. We just avoided the whole rabbit holes and the minefields and everything.
So a good drill for you to do would be like good lie, 52 degree.
Zinger was a joke out of the traps.
Oh my gosh, bud. He was so good out of the traps. He still is. He's unbelievable. I mean, he would play him low. If it would be like to this middle pin, he would want to run it, see it running like a putt.
So is he chunking it for that?
Oh, he would almost intentionally do it because he wanted it to go, have a chance to go in.
But he hold a lot of bunker shots.
He holds a lot of bunker shots, and you can see a lot of his follow-throughs are like
so it's fair that I'm saying to you I don't hold any bunker shots. There's a reason why.
There's a reason why, yeah.
We just want
Okay, so now we got a 52 degree, right?
Yeah.
All the same intentions, right? I want you to slide this thing under the face. Your only job with this shot right now, I want to see you hit this thing as high as you possibly can, and it's got to land somewhere close to the flag. Like it's not going to land on the back of the green.
I want to put my hands back.
Why wouldn't you?
Okay.
That's another way to add loft, isn't it? Okay.
That was good. That was good. That was good. You said somewhere near the flag. That was short of it. I was like, I'm going to get short of this thing. Mate, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly.
That is what is a telling sign, right? I don't know if that was that shot, but
yes, it was.
Might not have that, but might have been here. But still, even if it's here. So this is why the Seve videos and the Rahm stuff with the 4-iron out the trap.
It's like you get in here and it's like, so your stance was almost the same. It was almost the same.
I could have gone wider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you said, intuitively, you're like, I feel like I want to put my hands back. It's like, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's going to give you more access to loft.
Yeah.
I want to see as much loft as humanly possible.
So lower handle, wider, and back.
Absolutely.
Look at that finish though. Like you can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I got to get that thing. Like I want steep in here, right? But I need an exit strategy. So I need to feel like this wrist is going this way on the way through. So it's steep, but then also exiting that way. So super narrow this side. The more that I can work this club this way, the more I can hit that back edge of the club.
Cam Smith, isn't it?
Cam Smith too.
Cam Smith, Rose.
All right, give me one more. High as you can hit this 52. That's your only job here.
I think this is a good visual.
It's a great visual, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm going to go wider, lower, there.
There you go.
And then I'm going to go this way.
And then narrow on the through. Ooh, that was close, Trotty.
I feel like I'm going to struggle to get this thing out the trap. That's how weak it feels. It's good.
That's good. That's great. Yeah. Oh my God, Trotty.
Mate, how good's that?
Buddy, that was a 52 degree. High, that was higher than your 60s when you started.
But look at the divot though.
I know, mate. It's good, isn't it?
It's very good.
So once you kind of get all those things together, then it's like, okay, now I can get in an extreme spot and I can take 8 degrees lower loft and hit it higher than I just hit my 60 degree.
I just don't feel messed up. I feel like I'm a better bunker player. I was really worried about touching this.
Well, again,
like,
you know, and that's what I always say to people that come to me. They're like, wow, I'm good at this. And it's like, well, let's not touch that. Let's just tweak and but the things that you're really bad at, it's like, okay, well, that might be more heavy lifting. This was like, dude, you picked this up quick because you've got good fundamentals in here.
Yeah.
You just tweaked a little bit of your ball position and your alignment. And then a little bit on like just the takeaway, like it just doesn't need to be.
You don't want to see out there. You want to see. It's more. It feels Cam Smithy. It's good.
Yeah, yeah, and just allow you to be free and an athlete with your hands. In the pitch shots, we were an athlete with our body. Here, I want you to be an athlete with your hands and arms.
It's awesome. That is unbelievable. Great stuff. We've covered the traps. There's one more thing before I let you go.
Let's do it.
We're going to see you on the next video. This has been unbelievable. I can't thank you enough for this, honestly. It's been so good for my own knowledge. I hope you guys are liking it too. Dive down in the comments. Everything Parker is in that description. Check him out. Take a trip out here if you want to see him. We'll put the location where you can come for lessons with him if needed, if he even offers them. But you got to dive on that website for all this stuff. Fantastic. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, buddy.
Fantastic.